Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Talks with the Lady. I am your host, the CEO of Talks with the Lady, Lashana Lady Brown. And it's a pleasure to be back again with you this evening to share yet another topic that we cannot become victimized to as well. We are currently right now in society we face a lot of challenges. A lot of individuals have been impacted. It does have a lot to do with understanding your constitutional rights, your amendments, and we fall victim to that every time. That's just being victimized all in itself. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to address this issue. There was a particular case that came to me a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to address this. I wanted to actually shed some light on this story. There is a mother, her name is Sherice Latimore. Latimore, I believe. Yes, it is. Sherice Latimore. And she goes by Laddie. She does have, she is a entrepreneur, a CEO, actress, I mean, model, you name it, she is that. And I'm always honored to be able to present this type of exposure for our community so that we can know what is really going on. We have so many people out here that are just bossing up CEO, but they have many challenges that they face as well from day to day. So without further ado, I am going to bring her on and we are going to allow her to introduce herself and explain and share with you all her situation and her fight for justice for her daughter, Fredericka. And again, I'm going to go ahead and bring her to the stage and let's introduce none other than Mrs. Sherice Latimore. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Yourself.
I'm blessed. Thank you for asking. You're beautiful as always.
You.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you here on Talks with the Lady. I am honored to be able to cover this story, but this is more, it's a life-changing or life-altering situation, and I know that it has very much impacted you and your family as well. We do want to shed some light. We want to get this story out. We want to be able to share with others that may have or may be actually going through similar situations as well. So, we're going to go ahead and start by having you introduce yourself to the audience, let them know who you are, and then we're going to go into the details of this interview.
Hi, how are you? I'm Sherice Latimore, better known as Self-Made Laddie. As you said, I'm an actress. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I'm a mother of five. I'm a grandmother. And the list goes on and on and on. I'm a jack of all trades, really, to be honest. But yeah.
Perfect. I've had the honor. Again, I'm always like over ecstatic when I go and I see Black women that are actually making it happen, not just for themselves, but you're setting a legacy for your children, for your offspring, and that is very important in this industry today. I love the fight that I see in you, even just by looking at your pictures and watching your videos. Again, going on your website, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a boss. So we know that she's not gonna be coming half stepping. She ain't half stepping because when you have all these titles, but the most important title is she is a mother. Okay,
Yes.
the mother before anything. And I know with us as mothers, we tend to go the extra mile. Hell, we'll even go to another country if we need to advocate for our children. When I came across your story, again, I was tagged in this story. And it really I began to look into your profile. I've been trying to figure out what was going on. And then I began to see the injustice that was served to your daughter. So, can you tell us a little bit more about what happened, who your daughter is, what happened, and we'll start from there. I'm going to start with that piece right there for right now.
Okay. My daughter name is Fredericka Sherice Picket Wilson. Um, on the night of, I think it was March 30th.
Mm-hmm.
It was the day before Easter, the night before Easter.
Mm-hmm.
She her and her girlfriend and her two kids had went out on an outing. They went to a place called the Battle Racing.
Mm-hmm.
It's with go-karts and games and stuff for kids to play. Um Around, I can say, like 11:40, between 11:40 and 11:50, they were coming out because the place had closed at 12. And as they were coming out, my daughter spotted a man inside of her vehicle. She asked him, she was walking up to her car and she asked him, "What are you doing inside my vehicle?" And he just automatically punched my daughter, bust her lip. She fell to the floor. Her two kids there, 5 and 8 years old. The other two kids there, I think they're around probably 12, 11, something in that age range. So the two teenage kids were trying to help. He was fighting them as my grandkids started, screaming. They hollering, they crying, screaming. Then her girlfriend came out last with the plates or whatever, either her or her girlfriend. I don't know who came in first. I can't even remember the story right off, but that's how it went. One of them seen them in the car when they came. He automatically, I know he hit my daughter first and bust her lip. And then when she came out, they tried to help. Everybody was trying to help, get him off of everybody. It escalated. It went on and on. He was fighting them, fighting them, fighting them. To make a long story short, he had a bag. The bag fell. He fell. I don't know. I think her girlfriend fell. She was able to snatch the bag, and when she got the bag and looked in the bag, it was a firearm in the bag. She took the firearm out and she shot. And he steady was coming up, and then she shot again.
Mm. Okay. So most definitely protecting not just herself but her children as
Yes.
well. Um, and we as mothers, I know that we, mothers, grandmothers, aunts, whoever, we're going to protect what's ours. In this situation, I'm sorry, I was thinking that it had happened at the house, where I did see the story of the man that was, I guess he had been in several different vehicles. I'm not sure who it is. Again, I'm not here to cover his story. I'm here to cover Frederica's. But
Yeah, that was.
um, yeah, I had seen a couple of incidents where this had been repeatedly. What were they doing? What was law enforcement doing to try to prevent this from happening again? I mean, of course they had to have known who this was.
Mm-hmm.
So, was there any action that was taken to prevent this from continually happening? Because eventually, that's what happens. When I was always told when I grew up, when you bother with other people's stuff, and you go just plundering and getting into things that you have no business, then these are the type of things. You can walk up to someone's house and they don't even know. Like, for one, what are you doing out there in their belongings? And then something happens, and
Yes.
then we see this here all the time. Do you
Mhm.
think that this has anything to do with her being a young Black female?
Of course. Of course. Because it was a situation not too long ago, when my daughter got arrested after I was out there rallying. A day later, a Caucasian girl, same area where it happened at with my daughter. Her car was broken into. She came out, she seen the guy with her wallet and everything. She jumped in her car, she chased him down in the car. Actually, when she was in the car, she got into a wreck with another vehicle. She didn't stop to see if they were okay. She jumped out of the car and she automatically went and started fighting him for her belongings. And
Mhm.
she said on the news like her adrenaline was up. So to me, if she had something at that time, how she wrecked that car and jumped out and went straight to him, I know of course she would have fired a firearm.
And
And
I
it's
read, yeah,
true. It's just
I read up on that, so that was my question that I wanted to ask because I wanted to kind of compare, should I
mhm,
say, the two. So
yes.
again, we know what the gist of this is. But it all comes down to understanding your rights and understanding if you don't know, then they will completely railroad you. They will
Yeah.
completely you'll have someone that is innocent sitting behind bars. And I'm so happy that she has someone that can advocate for her, not just you as her mother, but you have a whole army behind you.
Yes.
How does that make you feel as a mother to know that, of course, we're going to have some people that say, oh, well, I don't want to have anything to do with that, or I don't think that she was right. Or of course we're going to have those because, a lot of people like to focus on the negative, but not actually look at the facts of the matter and not try to focus on the positive out of it, and looking at where we are being forced to take pretty much whatever comes to us. I
Hmm.
mean, how does that make you feel to know that there's so many people behind you though, and that are really advocating for you and on behalf of your daughter? How does that make you feel?
It
You
really
didn't expect that.
it really brings me to tears. It really does. It really does. I'm so grateful. I am. I'm so grateful for my platform. I'm so grateful for the people that found me when the story had aired, that wasn't even on my platform. I am just thankful and
Right.
grateful for pure hearted people. I
Right.
am.
Yes, and like I said, that is how I got connected with you. With I want to send a special thank you to Sean Johnson, the funeral diva,
Yeah.
SJ. So I want to send a special thank you to her, and I was tagged in this, and like I said, I just immediately began to look into and try to figure out. And I seen you out there rallying, and my heart was initially my heart broke because I have 7 children.
Hmm.
My oldest being 24, but my youngest being 5. So we never know when we're going to end up in these situations, and we always teach our children to protect themselves. They grow up on with that notion to protect themselves. Make sure that no harm is being done to them. We even pray and we ask God, Lord, protect our kids, keep them safe from any hurt, harm, or danger.
Yes.
Now, I know that you are a woman of faith. I know that you are. I've seen that again. How has this affected you as far as when she was incarcerated? I know she's out now. How has this affected you, even with her being in there? Did you lean more towards God at that moment, began to intercede, fast, and pray more? Because we all know, you got the judge and you got the
Yeah.
jury, but that's nothing compared to who God is. So,
Yeah.
how did
Oh,
that affect you? Did you lean further and closer to God during this situation?
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that's 24, like that's me anyway when it comes to God, but this made me, like, this just touched me.
Mm-hmm.
It really touched me. I have my other sons that's incarcerated also for something that we'll get on another day,
Right.
corrupted cops. But when my baby called me, and I'm thinking that because I was outside of the police station waiting, and when she called me and I seen her name come through my phone, I'm thinking, oh, there's my baby, because I just went in there and asked them what time, how much longer would it be. And when I just heard her breaking down and she just was like, Mom, I'm getting arrested for second-degree murder, my heart, like everything out of me left. I could not breathe. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it was just like I couldn't in that situation. It's only God. It's
Right.
only God that can give me the strength. Like, I'm not gonna even sit here and lie. Like, probably 2 days I couldn't even move. I couldn't even hold a conversation with anybody. Like, my friends
No.
was, and I had no words. But
Right.
then God just gave me that strength to get up. He said, "You gotta fight. You gotta get up. You gotta get up."
I'm
So
a firm believer that if God bring you to it, He'll see you through it. And
yeah,
I also want to throw this in there that you're gonna. These are these are unexpected situations, but I'm a firm believer that this is just a test.
yes,
It is really a test, and a lot of these is a test where God is like, okay, I'm gonna show you that I can put you in this
I,
situation, but I can also bring you out. You
yes,
know, um, and I do believe that is God is a funny God. He really is, and I just believe firmly that she is going to come out of this. I have researched a couple a couple of different cases, following up on the 14th Amendment and the second one as well. Just reading up on a lot of cases. So there's definitely, I don't want to lean too much into the case itself because I know that it is an active case, but
Mm-hmm.
um, the odds are not against her.
No.
No, but this is a test of your faith. How strong will you be during this time?
Yes.
So it's already been written in his book.
Yes.
And I believe that her being out is just one of the indicators that everything is going to be okay. See, because the way that the justice system works, until you can actually we are actually innocent until proven.
Guilty. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And it is all just, I think that most of this, when we get these cases, they put these laws out. They say, okay, you get to you're allowed to stand your ground, and then they turn back around and legislation says, oh, okay, well, we're going to make Florida open carry.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, because how you were saying how this incident happened and she just grabbed the firearm, I mean, that's just something instant. I can't say that I would not have done the same. Because you're scared and you got your kid, you just don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. You don't know what is going
Yeah.
to go on. So that is the initial
Yeah.
action.
Yeah. There are 120 pounds. Both of them are like 120 pounds. You have a man that I looked up his background that's repeatedly a repeated offender. He's a career criminal of
Mhm.
the same charge. He's
Right.
done years. He's done 7 years. He's done 5 years. This man just got out of prison last year, May 1st, and
Mm.
didn't make it to May 1st this year. So this is somebody that repeatedly does this. This is someone who planned this out every day. My child planned to go and have a good time, a fun time with her kids. He planned to rob.
Right.
Only intention was him to me.
Right. And so what do you think? How would you have viewed that if the tables were turned? If it would have been him in your daughter's situation and your daughter in his?
Exactly.
I mean, we really have to shed some light on this situation because it's
Yeah.
easy for people to say, oh, well, this right. But I'm a firm believer in how you live your life is
You.
how you will spend eternity. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So, and I always teach my children this. I any one of my children, they can always tell you, I tell them, don't go touching people's stuff. That's not yours.
Mhm.
Don't go bothering people. You're always supposed to protect yourself. I mean, the way that this story is and the way that you laid it out to me is exactly what I pretty much teach my children is
Mhm.
to protect themselves. You don't go bothering with other people, they're not bothering with you.
Mhm.
So when you go to touching people's belongings, what do you expect? I look at this situation like this. What
Mhm.
if it had been a white man that came out there and that happened? You get what I'm saying? So I think that, it's the evidence is obviously there. It's
Yeah.
just that we as black people and not, just in society itself, we have to understand that we have rights,
Yes.
and you have a right to protect yourself and yours as well. Now, I'm going to reflect back on Fredericka. What type of woman is she? I know she's a mother. I
Yes.
know that she's a mother. I know I've seen her beautiful children. I'm not sure if I've seen her with, it was two or three but I've seen her with a couple. And from my understanding, there were four children at this incident. There
Mhm.
were four underage minor children at this incident. How many children does Fredericka have?
She actually has two. A
Okay.
5-year old and an 8-year old. They're both girls.
Mm-hmm.
She's a mother. She's a bright young lady. She's very caring, very respectful. She's very antisocial. She be
Mm-hmm.
to herself and with her kids always.
I
That's
see
just
that.
she do all day.
Mm-hmm.
She's she's a go getter for sure.
I see she has a business. Is the
Yeah.
bed? Is it? Is
She
B
does,
something?
yeah, she does lashes and she also sell products as such as bags and hats. Like rare things, like things that you can't get your hands on like that. Like she put it together. It's just nice.
So
Um,
she's that individual that is minding her business,
yes.
doing what she can, and enjoying her children at the time. I mean, spending time with them, taking them out, which I totally admire as well. Her and her friend
Mm-hmm.
minding their business. She's doing what we pretty much most of us work, and we have like some type of side gig that we do,
Yeah.
in order to be able to grow, setting a foundation as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
How do you think that has impacted knowing that your grandchildren have had to experience this type of unfortunate event, this situation that has, I'm sure, has changed them as well? Because we as adults, we know how we feel, but those kids really go through some things emotionally,
Yes.
which may even account for some type of counseling that they may need
Yeah.
in the future.
I was just about to say that actually we are going to put them in some counseling because yes, it has like even when they see men when they're out, they're jumping or whatever. It's like they don't know if they about to get attacked again.
About it. Right. That
Hmm.
and that has to be so hard for them as a 5 and an 8-year-old.
Yes.
That has to be really, really hard. I wanted to ask you as well, as Fredericka. Now, this was her friend that was she was with. I know you say it was her girlfriend that she was
Yes.
with.
Hmm.
Was she hurt in any way, harm?
Yes, both of them. I'm
Okay.
the one that took them to the
ER.
ER. Hmm.
Okay. And so obviously there was some um they were hurt in somewhere, some form or fashion.
Hmm.
Now, this individual, this man, I know we spoke earlier. You're not sure when he passed or none of that.
No, that's the thing. Um, it happened the night before Easter,
Mhm.
which was prior to my daughter getting arrested. Probably was like 28 days. They came to her after the fact. This was 28 days later.
Later.
When homicide came to her house, he I think he died that Wednesday. They came Thursday. They told her to come Friday morning. That's when she went Friday,
Mhm.
never returned back. They arrested her for second-degree murder. My questions, I have a lot of questions. How do we know if he didn't die in y'all care? How do we know if he was in the hospital? Because the last we knew that he was supposed to be getting arrested for Fredericka, what he had did. They had found over 70 something fingerprints inside of her car. They kept her car for 4 days. When we picked up the car, the
Mhm.
detective that was on the case said that he was getting arrested, and they were like he got what he deserved, things like that. How did they turn from victims to defendants?
And that is what my question was. As you actually asked my question before I got to
Uh,
it, we were getting there. So they were injured. He was injured. Everyone went to the hospital.
yes.
So what happened? We get a lot of cover-ups. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
throw it out there. I'm very
Yeah.
transparent.
Mhm.
For 28 days later, that is a very long time.
Yes.
So, I mean, things can happen. People are in the hospital. They become sepsis. They get sepsis, which
Hmm.
is like a bodily bacteria. I guess they get some type of infection in their body,
Yes.
which a lot of people don't like to um, hold themselves accountable.
Accountable
Say
for.
medical personnel.
Yes.
Um, there's so many different gaps. That's just one of the many that I can think of. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail because I do know
Yes.
that it is an open investigation and a case, but I can speak on um, what I believe, because
Mhm.
that's a fairly long time, Sherice.
Yes.
That
Yes.
that would have been my first question. Is like, why so long?
Yes.
Apparently he did not pass it. If you're saying that he's going to be arrested, so apparently he was living.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
something had to have happened.
Yes.
What do you believe? in your heart, you're a mother. We all have these intuitions, I
Mm-hmm.
should say. In your heart, I know that you're out here rallying and you're advocating for your daughter, and that's absolutely perfect. I believe that you're doing what the typical a mother would actually do.
Mm-hmm.
In your heart, knowing your daughter because you know her,
Mm-hmm.
what do you feel in your heart that happened as far as how he in before prior to him being deceased, those 28 days?
Mm-hmm. I really feel like something happened, and
You think it was a cover up?
I think it's sort of a cover up. But when it gets to these detectives that's on the case with the homicide, I feel like it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's personal vendettas. So that's all I'm gonna say with that. That's
Okay, now that brings me to this. Do you think that these were some of the same investigators that were originally assigned to the crime acts that he had had?
I know that for a fact. These were they weren't. They were new on the case. They had just got the case Wednesday, I guess, as he when he died, and they
Mm-hmm.
Thursday.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And so, with that being said, I look at this situation. I look at this case, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Sherice. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely feel like it is. Well, you have an attorney. That's the first step. But I definitely feel like there's some huge gaps that have definitely not been filled, and I still don't have. I haven't heard any answers regarding, a typical attorney. I've only attended a couple of years in law school, and I quit. I just couldn't afford it. It was a full-time program, but they kind of teach you these things to kind of maneuver through the case and take the littlest details.
Mm-hmm.
And the littlest details are what, make the case. Again, I'm not an attorney and I'm not advocating as one, but I must say that it all begins with you all.
Yes.
You are going to have to do the biggest of this. You're gonna have to put up a fight, and which I see you doing that. But there's so much more. This is just the beginning of
Yes.
this. I do believe that counseling will help her. She's gonna have to have counseling.
Yes.
This is a tragedy.
Yeah.
It is a tragedy, not just for her, but for her friend and especially the children.
True. Yes.
Um, and I know that I feel like in my heart, I know that you're going to be there every step of the way. I feel like there's definitely going to have to be a lot of healing that takes place. This is not anything that is going to, happen overnight.
Yes.
There's going to be times when she breaks down and you don't even know. And this has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
Um, I read you as a patient parent. You have a lot of kids, so you've had to be patient. I've had 7, you've had 5, so
Yes.
we have adapted to being patient.
Yes.
Um, it really breaks my heart though that how old is she, Fredericka?
29.
She's 29 years old. It really breaks my heart that being that she has so much going on, and it's like the ones that really truly don't get into anything, they're not really, those are the ones that suffer the most,
Yes.
and have to go through so much. I know because I went through it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a very sad story. I don't this is an interview, but it's a heart touching, it's a heartfelt, it's a connecting interview that I wanted to relay a message to you and
Mm-hmm.
let you know that I am here for you.
Thank
On behalf of me and my children and the staff here at Talks with the Lady, I am definitely willing to get you out there and make sure that we all understand, that others understand
you. Mm-hmm.
that this case, it needs a little bit of babying.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we are not just here for Fredericka, but a lot of the fight as well is coming out of you because she's kind of drained.
Yes.
If you look at it that way,
Mm-hmm.
we're here for you,
Thank you so much.
um, It's gonna come with a lot of times you may see me sharing a lot of stuff. It's not, I'm trying not to be a bug, but it's just, I want to be able to get the story out. I want to be able to support you in any ways that I can. And as we spoke earlier, I know a lot of you, some of you are going to come back and watch it. The ones that are on this live as well. Um, we want to be able to support this movement for this mother. Um, I feel like we as blacks in a black community, African American or a minority group, we don't advocate for each other enough. That is the purpose of this live interview with Sherice Latimore, Mrs. Sherice Latimore. I wanted to expose this story and bring out the truth and what really happened. We are not a dummy to the system. We just don't utilize the services and the rights that we are imposed to. So we want to be able to support her in whatever way that we can. Um, of course, we know that there are legal fees. There are legal obligations. She did not ask me. This is something that I want to do for her. I also want to throw that out there. We have to learn how to be there for each other. We have to stop looking at things from a negative perspective, and we want to focus more on the positive. I do believe that Fredericka is going to come out of this with no charges. That's what I firmly believe. I believe in God. I don't focus on anyone else. I don't focus on the judges. I don't focus on the jury. I don't focus on I don't focus on anything. But when
Yeah.
you pray and when you stand together as one, there is power in numbers. You
Yes.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I do believe that she's gonna come out of this, and this is gonna be a testimony for her. A
Yes.
lot of times God do things, it's not for the person, it's actually for someone else, but you are used as the testimony.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? God knows the heart of man. So that is why I asked you a lot of questions about her, just trying to get to know her and who she is. And I know she's probably very much emotionally drained right now. I would like to hear from her, but I just think that right now she has too much going on. I think that she needs to focus more on, I mean, she spent some days away from her children.
Yes.
So that's very, very important.
Yes.
That's what we have you here for, is to advocate on her behalf. And I have to appreciate you for that, Miss Latimore, because it is heart drenching. And when I tell you, I went back, and it's like I would go back and rewind it again, and then they would come out and say that, oh, you got to leave, and so people see. That's what I'm saying. They don't want you to do that.
Yes.
Because a lot of this stuff is hidden. A lot of stuff it's not being put out there. It's not being exposed.
Yes.
That's what we're here to do. Okay.
Yes.
I know it must be very hard for you as well, again, as the mother. And I want you to know that I understand. We understand. You have more people that are on your side that are against you. And the ones that are against you, you know what? God bless them too.
Yes.
But we have to make the devil out of a liar.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Do you have any other questions for me, sweetheart?
No.
Anything that you want the audience to know about your daughter, her children? I do want to say, prior to you saying anything, listen, any donations that you all would like to send, her name is Sherice Latimore. It's SHERICE, and it's Latimore, LATTIMORE.
One T.
One T.
Yes.
LATIMORE.
Yes.
She is on Facebook. She also has a couple of different web pages. I'm not sure on your website. I know you put the t-shirts and everything up. You can support her by purchasing t-shirts. You can support her by purchasing hats. If I'm not sure if you want to go up there and post up some type of I don't know about the GoFundMe. Maybe it's just some type of link where people can donate towards her legal fund, is what we would call it. I would definitely love to do that as well. And I will get with you on that. But anyone else that is out there that would love to donate and has a heart to do so, make sure it's coming from the heart. And please make sure that you inbox her. She can provide you details. I am not, please do not send anything to if you do, then I'm going to ask you to forward it on to her. This podcast is pretty much to get exposure to this case and to support her in other ways that we can support her on behalf of Fredericka. But we are asking out of the kindness of your heart if you would do so. Again, she did not ask me to do this. This is something that I'm asking for. God is going to fight the battle. God has all the monetary supplements that she would need anyway. So if you would love to do so, just remember that it's a good thing to bless others, and it will always come back to you. But we want to most importantly make sure that we are supporting her and to show her some love on behalf of Fredericka, not just her, but also the children, the grandchildren as well. I do thank you for, coming on here, Sherice. It was definitely an honor. This is not the last time that I will hear from you. I will be doing updates.
Yes.
I will be continuing to share. So if you see me overly posting, just know it's out of love, sweetheart. I do tend to do that because this is what my ministry is. God placed me here to do this because, for one, I'm long-winded. For two, I'm a very different breed. I speak on what is not spoken on or what people don't like to speak on. So I'm very, very different.
Yes.
I got that out of you. I seen a lot of your pictures. I say, oh yes, honey, she got
Yes.
spice. Yes. So I love it. It's beautiful. Y'all, this woman right here, I'm not sure, and I don't care about her age, but I'm talking about she looked every bit of 21 years old, honey, and she looked good doing it. So I'm very, very, I was over elated, and I'm like, okay, yes, keep going. I even checked out her website as well. But again, please inbox her. Let her know, who you are, what you're doing it for. Just make sure that it's a legal fund for Fredericka.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure she is grateful and appreciative of
Very.
anything that you donate towards her, even the grandchildren, anything. I'm pretty sure that she will be grateful for that. And that's what we do. We want to show each other love and give back. So, and I know all of y'all are probably thinking, oh, I'm about to do a giveaway tonight. No, sweetheart, this giveaway, I love you all with the love of God. But tonight we're going to do a giveaway for Fredericka. And again, if you want to go ahead and send in any donations, make sure that you make them out to Sherice Latimore. Sherice Latimore. She is on my page as well. You can also go and look if you can't find her, but I've already spelled it. I'll go ahead and spell it again. It's Sherice, and it's Latimore, Latimore on Facebook. All right. So if you have any other questions, do you have any other questions, sweetheart, or anything that you want my audience to know?
I just want them to know that I'm gonna speak on behalf of my daughter Fredericka and myself and my grandkids. I just want to thank y'all in advance for any donation that you're giving. We are grateful because at this time, yes, this has been something that was just put on us. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Yes,
And
unexpected.
unexpected. Unexpected. And I know God is gonna do it. He's gonna do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I thank y'all in advance.
God, but and I want to say this here, Sherice, God uses anybody. It could have been you. It could have been me, advocate. We
Yes.
just never know. But that is how God operates. I don't never find it robbery that God does what he did, like he just took something away. No, because I know that there's a season for everything. There's a
Mhm.
season to laugh, there's a season to cry. It's a season to rejoice. But everything that we go through is either going to make you or break you. It
Yeah.
depends on the faith that you have in God.
Mhm.
If he said just lean on him, You know what I'm saying? And everything is going to be okay. But a
Yes.
lot of people don't have that faith. The
Yes.
faith the size of a mustard seed is
See,
all you need. But when
ex-
you reach out to God, it doesn't matter who is for you. It doesn't matter who is against you. As long as you believe in God and that God is going to do it, that is who you pray to. That is your way maker. That's your judge. That's your judge. That is everything to you. And I promise you, you will come out on top
yes.
every time.
Yes.
How he worked. All right. Well, thank you all. I want to say to Lady Gang again, you have all the information that you need. Um, Go ahead and make sure that you hit up her inbox. We love you all with the love of God, as I always say. Thank you again for joining with the lady. And I look forward to seeing you again. I will be posting more updates this week. This week, I need to take a break, but I definitely wanted to get this story in.
Yes.
Make sure that you continue to go and share. Okay. Exposure, shed the light, talk about it. Go and do all of that, because at the end of the day, victory will be Fredericka's.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We love you, Sherice, with the love of God. If you need anything, reach out to us. You have my email, you have my phone number, and I will be in contact with you soon. Okay. I lost connection here. You know, so call. I will call you. I will call you, and I'm going to send you an email. Okay. All right. We love you. All right, sweetheart. Bye bye. Y'all have a good night.